In this video, we will understand how to derive the individual demand schedules. Now, what do you mean by individual demand schedule? For individual means there are several consumers who creates demand, and each consumers we want to see how each consumer behaves. So we call that individual demand. So let there be consumer 1 and consumer 2. For simplicity, I am taking only two consumers of a certain product. The name of the product, let it be X is the product. So the product is X. Who are the demanders of the product X? So the product is X, and there are both the customers C1 and C2 who demands the product X. Now, in originality or in reality, do you have only a single product? No. Do you have only two customers for a product? Two consumers of a product? No. There are many consumers. But for simplicity, what we are trying to do is, we are taking only two representative consumers and trying to find out how will they behave, what will be their individual demand for the product X. When the prices are given, suppose the price is 10, 20 and 30. So this X product price sometimes varies. So when it came to the market, it was priced 10. Slowly it got recognition, it was priced 20. Suppose the producers of the product found it difficult to produce now, and the cost of production is more, so they will charge a higher price. So for various reasons, the price have got changed of the product X. Now, as the price got changed, what we said that price affects the demand. So we will see that how consumer 1 reacts. Now when the price was 10, he bought 10 units of the commodity. When the price became 20, he buys 5 units of the commodity. And when the price is 30, he buys 2 units. So now can you just see that as the price increases, what happened? Consumer 1, how he behaved? At the lowest price, he bought the maximum quantity, and as the price increased, he is reducing on his quantity purchase, or his quantity demand is falling down. So if you see the price down, it is increasing, and if you see the quantity, it is decreasing with the price rise. So as the price increases, the quantity demand of the product is going down, showing the inverse relation between price and quantity, the law of demand. And this is the law of demand. Who is portraying? Why we call this law? Because every consumer portrays that. From this consumer, by studying his behavior, we also understood that when price increases, he behaves in this way, that is, quantity demand decreases. So he is just a representative consumer out of many consumers showing this behavior, proving that the law is true. Now this particular drawing, that is where we are writing the prices, set of prices and the quantity demanded, we call this tabular representation. This is the tabular representation, and we call it tabular representation of price and quantity demand given. We call that individual. For this individual consumer, so we call this individual demand schedule. So schedule means a tabular representation. And why we call it individual demand schedule? Because here only the individual consumer's information, how he changes his demand with respect to the prices is given. So this is individual demand schedule. Now similarly, this is consumer 2. Now for consumer 2 also buys the product X. Now we also want to study how does he behaves, because this X product undergoes a price change. So if we plot the table of consumer 2, here price and here quantity demanded, same as this, we are making a tabular representation. Then now we can see that when consumer 2, how he acts when prices increase. This is the product X, so X has shown 10, 20, 30, like that price change, so that is fixed. How the consumer 2 behaves, that will be different from C1 because he is a separate consumer. So we can see at 10 rupees he buys 8, at 20 rupees he reduces the quantity, buys 4, and as the price increases to 30, he reduces further the quantity demand. So here also we see from this individual consumer schedule. Why we call it schedule? Because it shows what are the quantity demanded in relation to the prices in tabular form, table form. The table form of getting the price and quantities are known as schedule. So this is the demand schedule for this consumer 2. From here also we find that as price increases, he demands less quantity. And since more than one consumer portrays a behavior like this, I have taken 2 consumers for simplicity. Even if you take 10 consumers, you will see the behavior is same. So we call that law of demand. So from the schedule, if you see, you will get to know the behavior, how the demand behaves. So we call this law of demand. Now, one thing is different. The difference is that here we have the consumer 1 has shown a decrease in quantity with price rise. Consumer 2 has also shown a decrease in quantity demand with a price rise. But the difference is there. Check at price 10. So their behavior is same, but the difference is why the 2 consumers will behave alike. They are different. So when the price is 10, consumer 1 buys 10 units. When the price is 10, consumer 2 buys 8 units. So when the price is lowest, who buys more among the 2? Consumer 1. Similarly, at 20, both the consumers have dropped their demand, but one has dropped to 5. He buys 5 units, he buys 4 units. So he has bought even lesser than consumer 1. So if you see every step at every prices, consumer 1 is buying more than that of consumer 2. Why this happens? Because each consumer, although they behave in the same manner, with price rise they decrease in quantity demand. That is why we call it law of demand, universally true. But each consumers are not identical in every respect. Suppose consumer 1 has a higher income. So even when the price is 10, the lowest, consumer 1, since he is backed up by a high purchasing power, has his income facilitates, he will buy more. But consumer 2, his income is not so much, so he cannot keep on buying this commodity even if it is low priced, because he have other commodities also for which he has to keep up his purchasing power, so he buys less. So at every level we can see consumer 1 buys more than consumer 2, although they behave in the same manner. When price rises, they decrease the quantity. This happens because 2 consumers' initial position or initial status or financial things might not be the same. So, suppose you are going to a shop and you and your friend, so you will be buying same as your friend, you will be showing same behavior if price of any product has gone down. Suppose you both like a particular brand of biscuits. So when you see that the price is less, when you see that the price is less, what you will do? You both will be trying to buy it more. But suppose your friend has bought 5 units and the other friend is buying 8 units. Why this difference happens? There can be, so both the friends, when the price reduces, they both like the product, so they both make a higher purchase. One buys 5 but the other buys 8. Why this difference? Because maybe the friend who is buying 8 biscuit packets, he might be given a higher pocket money, so he knows that even after spending over here more, I have money for other goods. Or it can be his preference for the biscuit. Maybe both of you like, but his liking is much more compared to the other friend. So whose taste and preference are totally in favor or inclined for the product. Maybe the person, the friend who bought 5 packets of biscuit, maybe he is going to buy another 2-3 packets of some other brand of biscuits. But the one who has bought 8 packets, he is convinced totally that I am only going to eat this and no other biscuit packet. So there must be difference in the taste and preference also. So even if they are acting alike as the law, when the price reduces they demand more, but they don't act identical. And from this table we can find the market schedule. How to find the market schedule? So that will be taught in the next video.